So this past week, my team actually did consider it and actually implement a pivot in our actual business plan. And the pivot was actually related to the idea of what we were trying to do because we realized that there wasn't much public data actually available on private companies like startups. So it was actually kind of tough for us to get the data we wanted. Um, we also realized that scraping would not be a very viable option, especially because of the fact that certain sites like LinkedIn and Crunchbase are actually unscrapable. And so we decided to go with a different strategy where we actually try to assist startups and small businesses find, investment, like basically like these companies or like these VCs that would invest in them by using whatever data was available and like using natural language processing to actually identify which cluster it would be most suited to. So we're using named entity recognition for this, and with that, NER comes this aspect of finding out what exactly to do with these terms. So once we have, like, let's say we have a paragraph describing some kind of startup, right? We would understand, or we would highlight the important entities in that startup, and then with those words, we could classify, which words in the sort of clusters of VCs are closest to it. So it would become more of a advisory sort of system as opposed to a be all end all sort of like matching system. So we decided, like, instead of trying to market ourselves as a company that actually lessens the idea of helps startups get investors or something, we're trying to make this company more suited towards analytics, more suited towards giving you your best shot, through using natural language processing. And we decided that instead of also trying to do solely the idea of helping investors, helping the process of investment banking be streamlined, we're also going to be focusing more on helping startups connect with one another. So acting kind of like a network for startups, so they can buy things and purchase materials and so they can hedge their risk and purchase materials all together so they get discounted rates. The idea behind this was just that it's more efficient for startups to do things together than it is for them to do things separately because it costs more for them to do that. So if they have other startups in the same industry using NLP that we can identify, then they can hit them up and say, hey, I'd like to buy this thing with you. Why don't we work together?